We came so far from dreams. The path was hard for me. They thought we fall, you see. Well, look at us now, look at us now. We make it hot when we on the scene. Yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team. Yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around. You know that I roll with some kings. We shit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we. Tell me who better than we. We soaring to places you never could reach. When we walk in that spot, don't hear none of you speak. Shh, do you want peace or the peace? A king about to put you to sleep. Listen, my team is elite. You not even qualified to compete. He starving, he barely can eat. I guess that's why he always itching for beef. So I put him on ice and I told him to chill. Close your mouth if you can't pay for the meal. Making statements that you know you don't mean. Nice guy trying to act like he mean. Keep it a buck, keep it a bean. Attitudes will put you dudes in the beam. Isekai, he don't live in reality. Shake back off, become a fatality. Yeah, how you gon' hate when you mirror us? He think he a star, he ain't serious. X him out, we not on the same frequency. If you broke, you ain't hearing us. Work the screw, anime, that's how I feel, period. We winning, that's making them furious. We make it high when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We shit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we.
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, and I'm back with you with another new part of What If Izuku Was Vergil's Son? This is part 9, and originally I wasn't planning on releasing this part until like next month, to be fair. But if I'm going to be completely and utterly honest, I need this. I need to put out at least some good-ass Devil May Cry content. Given that the bullshit that was the Netflix season 2. And I know there are so many people on the internet was the greatest adaptation for that of the anime. Oh, trust me. I will say this outright to you people who think that. You need fucking help. Season 2 may have had the best action and possibly the most well done soundtrack. However, it has the worst story, plotline, and character development I have ever seen in DMC history. How the hell is it possible that they made the reboot Devil May Cry and also DMC 2 better than that of this trash? Because my god, the Netflix anime of DMC feels like basically one badass fan fiction, and I should know. I have listened to a lot of horrible fan fictions around DMC. This one, the anime takes the cake. And if I'm dropping F-bombs in the beginning, then you just know on how absolutely pissed I am before I get to that of the actual reading of this part. So yeah, at any rate, with that little rant out of the way, let's go through out of a recap. In the last part, Izuku finished his first day at that of UA and got a job request from that of a Heromorph, quirk user by the name of Ippan Josei about that of her boss basically being that of a demon, killing her employee, killing that of her, co-workers, and mistaking it as a promotion after all. With Izuku doing his research, basically stalking his targets, with Ibara basically tagging along too, and finding out that this demon is basically a demon that worked with that of his grandfather, Sparta, during his rebellion against that of Mundus. However, unlike a few of his other comrades that fought with him out of respect, this demon, Yojiro Gumbo, only sided with Sparta as a way to basically get his own personal feeding ground, which ended up being Japan. And thus, another battle with that of a former comrade of his grandfather. However, unlike the others, Yojiro Gumbo basically played dirty and tried to kill that of Ibara, and Izuku having to basically step in to defend her, allowing that of the Spider Devil to basically escape, giving him his very first failed job. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? 1 hour later, Izuku arrived back at that of the shop, entering in that of the warehouse with that of Toga, Mei, basically doing her own thing, with Toga basically just playing with that of her, butterfly knife, and that of, May fixing up a few of, the devil breakers, hoping that Izuku would have brought it along for the job. As for, Ippan Josei, with Josei basically just waiting on that of the ground floor on a couch, looking through that of her phone and somewhat worried. That's when the doors basically are kicked open by that of Izuku, with Izuku basically just walking in without saying anything, with Ibara having her head down and all, with her sword still in her hands. Within, Toga looking excited, saying, "Izu! So, how did the job go? You took care of it? Did you gain anything from it? Or was it just a weak demon that..." Within, noticing his appearance and look, before as realizing, within, May was about to say something, before then realizing the atmosphere, as normally she could never take a hint about something, but right now, probably not the best to basically bug that of her favorite guinea pig after all. With Ippan noticing Izuku as he sits on the other side of the couch, with then Toga going to Ibara, with then saying, "Hey, Shirazaki, what the hell happened? Why is Izu so..." With then saying, "We failed. My lord failed the job to kill the devil." With then hearing that, with even May hearing it, saying, "Seriously?" With then Ippan hearing this before, as she was about to ask, and that's when Izuku raised a hand, saying, "What Ibara said to Toga is true. We failed. I failed." And now that demon is basically on the run, and whoever knows where the hell it's probably gone. And yeah, it was actually a devil connected to my grandfather, one of his former comrades, actually. Everybody outside that of Ippan, hearing that, was shocked out, and Ibara too, with then Toga going to Izuku, wanting to comfort that of the boy she's basically grown attached to. But then Izuku stopping her for a bit, saying that it's not the time. Before then, he stands up, before bowing his head towards Ippan within, as he's in that of an 80-degree angle, like really showing his back and everything. Within, she's shocked, within saying, "I failed to basically take out your target. I failed to take down the demon. I failed to complete your commission. If all that's said and done, you don't need to pay or do anything. I take full responsibility for not completing it." Within, hearing that, the girls were pretty shocked by this. Within, Ippan saying, You done everything you could. I mean, possibly, I understand how much this may have been complicated or anything, but I should be the one apologizing, actually." Before then, Izuku, kind of shocked by this and raising an eyebrow. Before then, she's saying, "I actually knew about this for months now, that he was killing my coworkers. It was only when he basically decided to bring me in that I decided to act." Within hearing that, everybody was kind of shocked, with Izuku narrowing his eyes a bit, as Ippan continued saying, "I was scared, terrified. I should have acted sooner, or basically told somebody sooner, or even told that of the heroes. But I didn't, because I was scared, terrified even, what would happen if he knew that I knew. And the only reason I acted is because I was next on his meal list. And I should have. Before then, Josei began to crying, saying, "Now he's gone because I didn't act soon enough. Because of this, I know it's going to be harder to find somebody like him now, given he's a monster, a demon. I'm such a horrible person. And I got you, a kid, involved in this." Within, Izuku saying, "I was always going to get involved no matter what." But you holding that of the information about the demon and not coming to us sooner, I won't lie, I am absolutely pissed about that a bit. However, but within, she flinches a bit, saying, I also get it too. Within, still having tears in her eyes with a look of shock, with Izuku going, we always tend to forget it's only human nature to only act when your own survival, when your own life is in risk. We always forget that there are people that need help too. I always also forget we live in a day and age where we always rely on that of the heroes, alongside authorities like the police, to solve all our problems. We never really bother doing things ourselves. So occasionally when people do things themselves, they're always considered that of vigilantism or breaking the law because of quirks, because we live in that of a quirk-focused society. Not to mention, I know possibly the real reason why you never stuck up and done it first is because, well, look at you. Within, she a little bit shocked by that, as Izuku didn't say with that of malice, but didn't say with any kind of venom or sullenness or hatred behind it. It was just bland, with Izuku saying, you're a heteromorph, a mutant type quirk user. I know how it's like for people in that of the countryside are treated like shit because of, well, having mutant type quirks. But for those in the city, it's not as prevalent, but it still exists. You would have it rough, even if you did bring it up to that of the authorities, to the heroes. They probably wouldn't believe you. And by my estimates, the reason why you took so long is because you were actually looking for us, weren't you? Within, she's shocked hearing all of that, with the girls also realizing that Izuku came to that deduction. What Izuku saying, we don't give out the password so easily. We only give out to that of certain people we know we can trust, or to people who really, really need demon to be taken care of. You were trying to do your research on us before hiring us, after all, because to be honest, to think that anybody would just come up with a password and ask us to kill their boss who's a demon so easily, which would take way too much time. Demons normally act in that of the shadows, in the underworld. So of course, shady individuals would have our password. But to have one in that of the open, one who's basically blended with that of humans so easily and still killing even after all these years, it only makes sense. Before then, taking a huff, saying, I don't blame you. If anything, it just shows on how you're diligent on trying to basically find us to put an end to that monster and his feeding. And for that, you're a lot more braver than you give yourself credit for, Miss Josei. With Josei hearing all that from Izuku, as he gives her that of a kind and caring and also uplifting smile out of his adorable, handsome face in a way. Within, she can't help but cry even more, but also thanking Izuku as well. Before then, after at least a good few minutes of her calming down, within, Ibara saying, so, Miss Josei, what will you do? Will you head home? Since the commission wasn't fulfilled, as my lord says, you don't need to pay. But then she's shaking her head saying, I don't think it's safe for me to head back home just yet, actually. And after what happened, I don't think it's safe for me to even go to work either. I'll probably ask for that of a leave of absence or basically quit all entirely. With been hearing that, Toga saying, are you really sure that's a good idea? I mean, what about your way of living? Within, Ippan saying, I've just done everything I can do. Until my superior is taken care of, I don't mind basically hiding for at least a good while or so. I'll probably find. I also have plenty in that of my bank account for savings, given my workload, so I should be fine to hold me over for at least several months now. So you all don't need to worry about me. With Izuku hearing that, before Izuku saying, that's out of the question, actually. Before then, Anybody looking at that of the white messy haired teen saying, why don't you stay here at the shop, I mean. Leaving everyone there completely and utterly shocked that Izuku suggested this, with Izuku saying, listen, the only person that basically stays here is, well, Himiko. And we got plenty of spare rooms in case I need to stay here at the shop as well. For a job, of course. You can use it in my stead. That sounds a little bit fair. Within, soon hearing that, Toga saying, Izuku, are you really sure this is a good idea? With then Ibara coming over as saying, my lord, I know that she's just a client, but she's also a mere stranger. You just met her today. Within, May basically on the side, as personally she wanted to say something, but she was just letting Izuku basically finish for once before giving her opinion. As Izuku answers the girls going, Look, I know that it seems a little bit sudden, but it's a good idea. Is to make sure that Yojiro Gumbo doesn't act or basically attack her. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know about that of the DMC shop here anyway, given that we live in a completely total different city prefecture after all. I think we'll be good after all. With Izuku pretty sure of himself, but Ibara still trying to say, but my lord, I mean, are you really sure that this is all right? With Izuku saying, yes it is. With her being here, it keeps her safe, and knowing Yojiro Gumbo, if he does find out that she's in the city, it'd make things easier knowing that we can take him out. We'll have the home field advantage given that he's been in Shibuya for all these years. He hasn't bothered basically going all across Japan like he used to during his little rant and fight against us. So that means we have a chance to prepare and basically lay out a trap for him ahead of time. So in a way, we're basically her first form of defense, and she's also a bait. Within hearing that, leaving everybody kind of stunned, within May saying, oh, that totally makes sense. She's basically, we're protecting her and also using her to get that of the devil. That is absolutely a smart idea. Crazy, but still pretty smart. With Josei saying, I really don't know how I feel about that plan. With Izuku saying, got nothing to worry about. I mean, if you feel like worrying about, it's pretty fine, but I promise you, with Izuku looking straight into that of Josei's eyes, her worried and somewhat fearful eyes, but as his eyes are calm, as his emerald eyes look straight into her, saying, I will protect you, I will keep you safe, and I will take care of Yojiro Gumbo, not just as somebody who's doing this for a job or a paycheck, but as somebody who will always protect those who need to be protected. Even if you didn't ask for this, I would still want to keep you safe and protect you no matter what, Miss Ippan. Because that's exactly what I always want to do. Because it's what a hero is meant to do. Protect and save people even when they don't ask for it. But then, Josei, seeing the look at Izuku, as he seems quite confident, quite sure of himself, and even, in a way, it made her feel like her fears are trivial, that his words alone help her feel at ease. Because it sounded like he genuinely actually means it more than anything. With the rest of the girls, like Toga and also that of Ibara, shocked and realized, of course, this is what Izuku would do. He would do anything to help those in need and protect them. That's just the kind of guy he is. As for May, she already knew ahead of time that Izuku was always going to do this. Not maybe use her as bait, but was always planning to protect her no matter what she or anyone else say, because it's exactly what she needs. And she can't help but smile at that. At her first real friend and crush, as she won't admit it really, because she sees it as a waste of time. With Josei smiling, but then saying, thank you so much. I trust you. I believe in you. Mr. Midoriya saying, call me Izuku. But also, There's another reason why I asked you to be here, if it's not too much of a problem, as for once, Izuku, normally a bundle of, well, confidence after all, and somewhat always nonchalant about everything, scratched the back of his head saying, "You don't mind working as a receptionist here, do you?" Within, everybody looking at that of the messy-haired, white-haired boy. Within, Josei saying, "Huh?" Within, Izuku explained the situation about the fact that they haven't got that much work after his brother and, well, his partner, Nico, left. That a lot of them don't trust them due to them being high school kids and stuff like that. That they need an actual adult here to basically show that they're serious about this job. And especially in this line of work, heroes aren't capable of taking care of demons unless they're prepared or really understand what demons are truly capable of. So that means, within, saying, "Could you please be a receptionist for the time being while we basically take care of the demon?" And it's after you, Miss Josei. Within, Izuku bowing his head saying, "Any profits or any clients that we gain, I will make sure to pay you for it after all." Within, saying, "Please, Devil, this shop means a lot to me and I don't want it to basically go down after all. My brother put a lot of faith in me and I don't want to let his expectations for me fall so soon before Devil May Cry got a chance to fully strut their stuff here in Japan." Within hearing all of this, Ippan couldn't help but basically be shocked in the fact that even while under protection, she's definitely going to still need to work. Before then, thinking maybe it's not too much of a bad choice. And honestly, it's not really a bad deal or a trade-off. Within saying, "Okay then, I can do that. It's just answering calls, right? And making sure that they have the same password that I had to use to, well, for them to basically take the job, right?" With Izuku looking up saying, "Exactly. Okay then, I can work with that. And I'll basically spread it out a little bit more too. Give out the password more to more people in the open who believe in this stuff or believe in that of demons are a problem. Instead of relying on people in that of the underworld, like you said, which she's a little bit nervous about, knowing the fact that she's going to be probably talking to criminals or villains after all. But still, demons are way more scarier and way more dangerous than that of just mere villains. Within mentally, as certain later on, she's going to be probably regretting thinking that later on. But that aside, she soon stands up before then, offering a hand towards Izuku, saying, "I accept your offer, Izuku Midoriya. And also, thank you again for doing all of this for me. Nothing I say could basically say how much I appreciate everything you've done." With Izuku standing up and basically shaking her hand, saying, "Don't mention it. It's what a hero does, and I wouldn't be able to, well, call myself a descendant of Sparta if I couldn't protect somebody after all." With Ippan a little bit, curious, saying, "Sparta, what is..." What he's saying, "Oh, right, if you're going to be here for a good while, best to sit down and let me explain some things before I head out." As for at least another hour or so, Izuku explained his entire legacy and lineage of that of the Sparta legacy, being from that of his father, his uncle, he and his brother, and about that of his grandfather too. And let's just say she's really curious and shocked, saying, "So you're half demon, quarter demon actually, but half still kind of works in this situation. And your grandfather was basically a hero before heroes existed, but was a demon," saying, "Yep. I always thought that he was the only demon who had out of a sense of heart, who actually bothered wanting to protect humanity. However, given that a lot of the demons and devils I fought against shows that they actually did, some of them did care about humanity, but over the centuries, I'm guessing a lot of them decided to change, and I can't blame them." we humans aren't really the best species to care about, but there's one thing that us humans are great at. We have a soul. We have more kindness more than that of than a majority of a lot of demons after all. And sure, there are a lot of humans that are willing to sell their souls for that to that of demons and devils to gain more power because they think that humans alone are weak, even with quirks. But then there are the humans who are still true to themselves are the ones who are the true strongest ones, with a quirk or without one as well. That's why no matter what, against demons will always survive and live on. With that, Josei couldn't help but look at Izuku in a completely different light. Like, even though he has demon blood coursing through his veins, he basically comes from the only demon that genuinely wants to protect and save humanity. In a way, he's more of a hero than that of today's heroes in Japan. And he's just a 15-year-old kid. Within, her cheeks begin to basically blush before then shaking her head saying, I'm just glad to know. So do I call you Midoriya or Sparta or what he's saying? Just call me whatever, or Izuku's fine. Either or. They're saying, okay then, Izuku. I'll do my best as being the best secretary. With then saying, I'm counting on you, Josei. Before then realizing, crap, God, it's so damn late. Come on, girls. Looking at both Mei and Ibara. With that, Mei a little bit annoyed, but Ibara basically not, complaining. Before then, Izuku realized, oh, right, before then, heading over to that of a nearby cabin. Before then, pulling out that of a knife and some disinfectant, even though he doesn't really need it. And also a couple of glass vials. Before then, slicing his palm open, catching Ippan completely off guard and shocked, as then letting the blood basically drip into that of the vials. Before then, basically clenching his palm of his hand, as then his wound begins to fully heal instantly. Before then saying, here you go, Himiko, so you make sure that you don't drink that of our new guest and employee after all. With then Himiko saying, hey, I wouldn't. With then giving her that of a deadpan smile and look. With then saying, okay, maybe if I was really hungry and starving, so saying, in here, have my blood, like usual. As Himiko basically being quite giddy, grabbing each vial after all, saying, thank you, Izu. Leaving Ippan completely and utterly dumbfounded and struck, saying, as he explains that of Himiko's quirk, that she needs blood to basically keep herself sane due to that of the drawback of her quirk transformation. With Ippan a little bit shocked, but feeling kind of bad for that of Himiko. The fact that her quirk like that has one heavy drawback, but also still a little bit worried the fact that she was nonchalant about possibly attacking her to get her blood after all. With all that said and done, Izuku begins heading back to his place and plans on basically taking the train. Within, Ibara saying, my lord, are you really sure you're okay with this? Saying, I told you I am. Within, Mei saying, I mean, I'm not really complaining about it. It's not like it's going to be a problem. But at least we get a secretary, which means more money so I can make more babies. As Mei looking at it from a different point of view. Within, Ibara a little bit annoyed at that. Before she could say something, Izuku saying, look, I get that you're a little bit on edge about that, Bara. But trust me, this is the right thing to do. I'm not just going to use her as that of bait. I genuinely want to protect her and keep her safe from Yujiro Gumbo. Because I know for damn sure, even though he's going to be in hiding for a good while, given his identity's been, false, he's definitely going to come after her. And hopefully by that time, I would be stronger. No, scratch that. I need to get stronger. I need every advantage I can get because I won't let him catch me off guard and use you again to basically begin to escape, I will take him down, no matter what. Within, Ibara hearing that, as she wants to be happy, however, realizing the fact that she was the reason why he escaped. And also, because of this, she also clenches her fist before saying, "You're right." That's why, within, saying, "I need to get stronger for you, my lord." As she basically walks up front and says this directly towards Izuku, stopping him, saying, "I will do anything to protect and serve you, and I will make sure to be strong enough to always stand by your side in battle and not be a hindrance. This I swear, as a proud servant of the Order of the Sword, and as your loyal servant." With Izuku always on edge and annoyed about this crap, but realizing that she really genuinely wants to get stronger for him and his sake, deciding to let it be for now, and gives her that of a comforting smile, saying, "Then I'm always counting on you, Bara." Within, soon May basically clinging on to Izuku, saying, "Hey, why not use some of my babies like you should have and brought one of the devil bringers I made," saying, all right, I'll do that. I promise. Jeez. With Izuku a little bit blushing a bit, having, May's massive assets around his left arm, with even Ibara actually quite shocked about this and clinging onto Izuku's right arm. With that, Izuku realizing he's not going to be letting go of them until he gets to the train station, before they reach their separate ways. As Izuku recovers from his first failure and moves forward with the future. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. Once again, sorry that this wasn't an action-packed part, but this is just mainly an aftermath of the last part. Plus, Ippan basically working as that of a secretary for, Devil May Cry is definitely necessary. Because like I said in the past couple of parts, nobody's taking them seriously. It's because a business run by that of a bunch of high schoolers isn't really, worth people's time. So if Ippan being there as a secretary, showing that an actual adult is there working, proving that maybe people will take them seriously without Nero or Nico being there. So yeah. Also, yes, like I said before, you all voted and agreed during a poll that Ippan would be part of Izuku's little harem in this What If after all. So yeah, accept it, move on, and let's just focus more on the story. Next part, just a heads up, we'll be going back into that of UA. So with all that said, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification to keep today my videos upload on the channel. Not to mention, if you guys want to just hang out and talk, please go to my Discord. If you guys want to check out that of my other content, please check out my gaming channel, my side channel, my other channel. And if you guys want to support me financially, please check out that of my Patreon and Cash App, alongside making a commission down below for a What If one-shot of your choosing. I'll make it for you the best I can. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie signing out. Later, guys, and hope you all take care. Thank you so much for watching and staying to the end of the video.
But there's still so much on my love channel.
That's right, such as my other What If content and the most recent What Ifs as well.
Not to mention his playlist, where you can watch all of his other What Ifs.
Which, all said and done, this is Leon.
And Shiro.
And you're watching Leon Mookie.